growing up as a kid, yeah. All a nigga wanna have was a Burberry scarf and $3 in my pocket. Instead I got beat with a switch, but I don't give a fuck, but it's on my body. Scars all up on me, but I run around from.
What is up, everybody? It's JT Sports Match, you guys, with another video. In this video, I am here with my Atlanta Falcons 2020 NFL record prediction. Going to be giving you guys my game-by-game prediction on how I feel the Atlanta Falcons upcoming season will go. And before I get into it, make sure that you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel because I upload NFL videos and college football videos daily. So the Atlanta Falcons were a team that they started the season out really slow. Now, in the second half of the season, they started to ramp things up. They made a couple of coaching adjustments. And a big reason why I feel the Atlanta Falcons underachieved last year, because I had the Atlanta Falcons going 12-4. I thought they would end up being in the NFC Championship, but they suffered a lot of injuries, and they just kind of started out the season really slow. So Dan Quinn, without a doubt, is most definitely on the hot seat. Like, I was really shocked that he did not get fired. I was still shocked that his key card still worked. So I'm really interested in seeing what's going to happen with this Atlanta Falcons team this year. Now, their schedule is pretty tough, man. They got a pretty tough schedule. So they started the season out at home versus the Seattle Seahawks. Now, I'm going to take Seattle to win that game. That's a game that I feel can go either way, but I'm going to take Seattle just because I really don't know how many stops this Atlanta Falcons defense is going to be able to get, because Seattle has a pretty good defense, and Atlanta's defense isn't all that great. So I think that Seattle is probably going to be able to win that game. That game probably could end up being a shootout, but I'm going to take Seattle to win that game. Week 2, they have to face the Dallas Cowboys on the road in Dallas. I'm going to take Dallas to win that game there. I think Dallas could go ahead and win that game there. I think Dallas offensively is just as good as the Atlanta Falcons, and I think they are better than the Atlanta Falcons just overall as a team. So I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys to win that one. Week 3, they got to face the Chicago Bears back at home. I'm taking them to win that game. I think they get their first win of the season there. The Chicago Bears, their defense is going to be enough to keep them in that game, but I'm really not expecting the Chicago Bears offense to be all that much improved, even though they did get Nick Foles, even though he is an upgrade from Mitchell Trubisky. But I mean, still, Nick Foles isn't all of that. So I'm going to take Atlanta to get that win there. Week 5, they have to travel to Lambeau Field on Monday night to face the Green Bay Packers. I'm going to take the Green Bay Packers to get that one. I think Green Bay, they're going to be able to run the ball. They're going to be able to control time possession. They're going to be able to keep Atlanta's offense off the field. So I'm going to take Green Bay to win that one. Week 5, they face the Carolina Panthers. I'm taking Atlanta to win that first matchup, the first go-around. I think Carolina isn't really going to be all that great this year. Offensively, they're going to be solid, but defensively, they're not going to be all that good. Week 6, they're going to be facing the Minnesota Vikings on the road in Minnesota. I'm taking the Minnesota Vikings to win that one. I think Minnesota, although they did lose a good bit, I still think that they should be able to pull off that victory versus the Atlanta Falcons. So going into Week 7 against the Detroit Lions, they're currently 2-1, and they got to face the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions have a really good team this year. This is a game that I feel could go either way, but I'm going to take Atlanta to win that game. Week 8, they have to face the Carolina Panthers Thursday night, once again on a short week. I'm going to take the Carolina Panthers to win that one. I think the Carolina Panthers could go ahead and win that game there. So Week 10, they have to face Week 10. They have a bye week. Before their bye week, they have to face the Denver Broncos. I'm going to take Denver to win that one. I really like Denver's defense this year. I also like their offense as well. They're going to be a lot better than what they have been the past previous seasons. It's probably the best Denver Broncos team they've had on paper since 2015, the year they won the Super Bowl. So I'm going to take Denver to win that one on the road in Atlanta. So Week 11, coming off the bye week, they have to face the New Orleans Saints on the road in New Orleans. I'm taking the Atlanta Falcons to win that game. The New Orleans Saints, I know the New Orleans Saints may, in some people's eyes, be better than the Atlanta Falcons, but I mean, Atlanta always has a tendency to get the job done against the New Orleans Saints, and they always play the New Orleans Saints pretty closely. Week 12, they have to face the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm taking Atlanta to win that one. We talk about both these teams' defenses. We don't really know how good Atlanta's defense is going to be, and we don't really know how good the Las Vegas Raiders defense are going to be. But I trust Atlanta to be able to get a couple of stops in that game, since Dan Quinn is a defensive-minded coach. So he should be able to get a couple of victories there on when it comes to that Las Vegas Raiders defense. He should be able to get a couple of victories on third down and inside the red zone, things like that. Week 13, I have to face the New Orleans Saints once again. I'm taking New Orleans to win that one. I don't think the Atlanta Falcons are going to sweep the New Orleans Saints this year. Week 14, they face the Los Angeles Chargers on the road at LA. I'm taking the Chargers to win that one. I really like the Chargers defense this year. I think the Chargers are going to have the best defense in the NFL. When you look at what they have in the secondary, you got Derwin James, Chris Harris Jr., you also got Linval Joseph, you got Joey Bosa, you got Melvin Ingram on the defensive line. So I think that LA Chargers defense is going to be able to get some stops, and I think the offense should be able to put up a good amount of points regardless of who the quarterback is going to be. So I'm going to take them to win that game there. Week 15, I have to face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm taking them to win that. I'm taking Tampa Bay to win that first game. The first go-around, I think Tampa Bay could win that first game. Tampa Bay on paper is a lot better than the Atlanta Falcons, but this is a divisional game. Week 16, they got to face the Kansas City Chiefs, going on the road to face Kansas City. I think they could go ahead and get that win there. The Kansas City Chiefs have a really good team, but overall, I just think Atlanta could put up some points there, and they could beat Kansas City. Then I got the Atlanta Falcons splitting with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this season, so I have them going 7-9. So 7-9 is my record prediction for the Atlanta Falcons, which is pretty reasonable because I don't really know what to expect from the Atlanta Falcons defense. We know they're going to be really good on offense, but I mean, I think the Atlanta Falcons go 7-9. I mean, you could make the argument to say that they beat the Chargers. They could sweep Carolina because Carolina isn't all that great this year. They could beat Atlanta. So, at best, they could go 10-6. But ultimately, I think that they end up going 9-7. I just think that I really don't know how I feel about this Atlanta Falcons defense, man. The Atlanta Falcons defense has been a little bit of a question for the last few years, other than them having a pretty solid defense the year they played the Philadelphia Eagles. And that wild card game, I believe it was, what was it, 2017 or something like that. So I think that the Atlanta Falcons defense is a little bit of a question to me. They did lose some key guys defensively. So have them going 7-9. Let me know what you guys think about it down in the comment section down below. Make sure that you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel for more NFL videos and content. And thanks for watching.